Assalamu alaikum everyone and welcome to the show Coffee with CEO by CEO Club Pakistan and Management House. And proudly I can say that we are the pioneers in penning down the success story of Pakistani entrepreneurs. And today the CEO sitting next to me is a women CEO who's running a pharmaceutical company of 200 plus employees. So please welcome Miss Seemal Khalid, who is the CEO of Reko Pharmacal. How are you, Seemal?
I'm good. How are you?
So good to see a woman running a pharma company on her own. How is it going?
Well, it's got a lot of challenges, and luckily I am facing them. But it's going okay. But you can say like in this kind of a situation where the country's economic conditions are not too great. We are trying to survive, and we are trying to cut our expenses and cutting costs and trying to make this project more profitable and more feasible also. But it has its challenges, but that is what life is. We have to face challenges. And
so while I was reading your profile, I got to know that you are the person who's looking after the product side, the marketing side, the admin side, the account side, and all the sides.
Yeah.
Is it so?
Yeah, it is.
And then I got to know that this pharma thing runs in your blood, that you love it so much. Is that true? And how and why is that so?
How and why and how it started? It started about, I think, in 1998 when my father. This company was started by my father. He did his industrial pharmacy from St. Louis in US.
Ah, that time.
Yeah, in 1952 he went to the US.
Ooh.
And I think he was the first Pakistani pharmacist to do his industrial pharmacy. Then he came back and he joined this company in Karachi, Warner Lambert. That was a US pharmaceutical manufacturing company. But you know, like, he was kind of a very, what can you say, a patriotic and a very ambitious person. And he didn't like working for the Americans.
Oh, really? So, he didn't like working with the Americans? So he came back?
So he came here. He got a piece of land. Luckily he was like settled very well. His father was doing well, so he got a land acquired by his father, and he decided to build his own pharmaceutical company.
Woo! Visionary he was.
Yes. And incidentally, that company was started with, I think, about maybe 10 people.
Okay.
And 4 products.
Okay.
And this land was later acquired in the first unit. He started his own house. Our actually ancestral house is inside Jackie Gate.
Okay.
It's called Circular Road, and that house used to be known as Malwada House. So we all used to live there, and my father started his unit in that house. It was he just acquired 4 rooms, he put 2 machines, and he registered 4 products, and he got 8 people.
Then he started.
And then the factory started.
Okay.
So later on, he acquired this land. He got this land from his
So after
father.
how long he got this land? How many years he?
2-3 years.
Within 2-3 years.
Within 2-3
he
years
expanded this much.
Yeah, he acquired this land, and he got about 16 canals of land in those days. And this was not a residential place; it was just an open area. And he built this factory. I think the first department that was built was the tablet department.
Okay.
So first, then later on, he added other departments and liquid section, and now we have 7 departments.
MashaAllah.
But initially, he started on 1 department and 4 products. So
okay. So Seemal, how you came to the business?
Well,
and why you came to the business?
Since my father didn't have any sons, and when I got married, he asked my husband to join his company. So my husband joined the company in 1982.
Okay.
And he was in charge of the finance and banking because he came from BCCI. In those days, BCCI was a big bank, then later it collapsed. But he came from BCCI, so he was given the task of finance.
Chalo.
He took over finance, but then later on in 1998, that was when my kids started going to school and they were like in class, the youngest one was in class 2. So they prompted me, or forced me to join this company because they needed somebody in marketing.
Oh, so basically you
started graduated in marketing
from
Punjab University.
Okay.
So then later I did some diplomas in pharmaceutical marketing also. Then in 1998, I joined as a marketing director.
So that was a forced join, or you wanted to join too?
Well, it was kind of forced, but later on, I accepted the challenge and took the job.
And why later you became so involved? Why?
I think the passion of success and team and building a team and all that prompted me, because when success comes, then I think that adrenaline rush comes to you, and then when you're building a team, then you feel motivated, when you see people really in front of you, and then when you see figures growing and you see your product flourishing and your product is getting image in the market, that's what prompts you, and then what makes
So do you
people
think it's difficult to be an entrepreneur in Pakistan if you're a woman?
Not, I mean, I think eventually it depends on the woman also.
Wow.
It depends on the woman. Okay, are you going to work as a woman or are you going to work as a man?
Oh.
I started working as a man, I think only 5-6 years ago, after the death of my husband. Before that, I was working as a woman.
Okay.
So now I am working as a man. So I don't think there is any great challenge for me. I found that I probably can get things better than, because I as a woman can probably go in course with a person, maybe get, like, you can say that women can run a little bit of a charm. So you can do a lot when you're a woman. So I don't think you're going to handicap if you're a woman. If you work as a man, you don't have any boundaries. You don't say, I'm not going to meet that person, or I'm not going to talk the way he's talking to me, or maybe you can control your emotions and you can focus on the hard days, and you can do it. I don't think there's a
Reko Pharma 5 years down the road.
That's a tough question.
Or might be there are silences.
We are working on it, and we aim to be like amongst the first 50 companies in the next 50 years. That is there. It's not necessarily 50 companies, but the world.
Even then, it's a big thing. So why do you think that you are in the top 50?
We were in the top 100 companies. We were amongst the top 100 companies. But unfortunately, this debacle of our cough syrup,
that was, I was thinking that might be we should talk about
actually, unfortunately, when this incident occurred, was very well diagnosed with lung cancer. And those were the like 4 or 5 very critical years of our life, because I was focusing on the business and my husband illness. We had to go to China to get
that transplant done. So how was did it got?
That was successful, but in the end, a relapse came, and he ultimately.
And in the same time, there was your husband's sickness, and
that was my
this blame game.
I used to go to the hospital. I used to come to the office. I used to go to lawyers. This whole game.
So in that whole incidents, what are your 2 key learnings? Matlab, you were producing a product that was a wow for your company. Your company was known for that cough syrup, and later then the people claimed up that it's not good for health. Have addiction in it, so that was all about it, na. So and they created a trauma, and then the ban on it. So that's the whole story. You tell me, what were your take on when all this happened?
I think persistence. We were just persistent because we felt we knew that our product was fine, and then I had an excellent team. They took my team members, they took my 3 team members and kept them in the custody for 3 days. And out of those 3, 2 are still working for me.
So, but the allegation was that the cough syrup includes drugs. The
cough syrup, they thought was the dosage was not properly defined, and they overdosed it, and they were. You know what? Those 11 men, they belong to one locality.
To?
One locality, we supplied cough syrup to over 20 cities in Pakistan. And why then everybody die in the cities in Pakistan?
So what do you think? That was a propaganda?
It was a malpractice by one of our competitors. I don't want to name anybody right now.
But you think
my cough syrup was number 1.
Oh.
We were the brand leaders.
So here comes the corporate politics. Oh, great.
So, but we was very persistent. We hired the best lawyer in the country. We took our case to
And
that.
did you got any more cases like that afterwards?
No, nothing. This was only
See,
one.
so that I think so that's self-explanatory.
Yeah.
And then
but we got the relief after 7 years.
So those 7 years for Reko was this.
Were the toughest years of our life.
Oh, and that destroyed Reko too.
Because that was it was 50% of my sales were just cut off.
Oh. Hats off to whoever who did it.
Yeah, hats off to them.
Hats off to
But
him.
we persisted in it, and we
Thank
had the
God
case.
you are still here. You are still the CEO. You are running the company with 200 employees, and now you got the license again. So I think you need to market that cough syrup again.
Yeah. But it's not our one. I think it's the number one selling item right now also. But it's not giving the same business as it used to do 8 years ago.
Because you understand the damage is done. So it takes time.
It took time for us to convince those distributors, those shopkeepers, those
That
chemists.
no, we
they were not to be blamed. It was a net deal of cough syrup, and this happens all over the world. That's from the corporate this is happening all over the world.
All over the world.
Like if a person takes this drug, bromazepam, like Lexotanil, half of the Pakistan,
yes.
and if they take an overdose of it,
Even 2 or 3 tablets can like
they won't kill you, but like if they take
Make
an
you
overdose, they will
unconscious.
make you unconscious. But that's not the fault of the manufacturer.
And still they are manufacturing like anything, and everybody is taking like
Everybody is taking it.
And in fact, when you talk about steroids and when you talk about so many other medicines, so it's like they are
in Pakistan, all the business is unprescribed. There is no prescription. There is no concept of prescription. Self-medication.
Yes.
And the chemist changes your prescription.
Yes. And apart, whenever, because I'm in habit of reading the collateral provided by the medicine company, so whenever I'm opening up, there are always disadvantages attached to every medicine.
But nobody reads the leaflet, you see.
So there are always plus and minus whenever you're using a medicine now. Okay, now you tell me, where do you see now Reko Pharma 5 years down the road, after this incident? Do you want to introduce more products, or do you want to work on the same product?
We're already in there are a few products in the pipeline. We're going to introduce more products, and we are probably focusing more on toll manufacturing. You understand what is toll manufacturing? It means that you are making products for some other company.
Okay, you will be providing
that is our core strength right now.
Okay.
We are right now we are manufacturing products for 3 more companies.
Okay.
And then we have another cosmetic company. We have this and French.
The very common company.
Yeah, of course. So we are manufacturing that on toll also. So my focus is going to be on toll.
Okay. Wow.
Because I am not very happy with the current marketing strategies. There is no marketing strategy. I'm sorry. It's just you just grease the palm of the doctor. There is no marketing strategy. Maybe you might like me. I read an article on LinkedIn also that unethical marketing practices.
So what about those compounders that goes doctor to doctor, and then they give commission to the doctors, and then they prescribe?
This is what I'm talking about. See, the pharmaceutical companies have just literally bought the doctors.
Yes.
I cannot do that. I am very proud of it. So we don't give any unethical monetary benefits
to any doctors.
We just give them the medical devices. We just provide them medical camps.
So why you are like that?
It's my nature.
It's in your nature. What about your dad?
I'm 99% pharmaceutical companies are obliging the doctors.
Yes. Agreed.
Yes.
So that's why when you are saying that, I don't believe that.
So this is why my company is not amongst the top 100 companies.
Oh, because you're not promoting your product the way they are.
We are not promoting our products unethically.
I
think it's unethical
if
you force a doctor with cash prizes. I even think
international trips.
Yeah, international trips. That's the right.
Yeah, it is, no doubt.
You see, in the United States, in the UK, everything is being done, but no doctor is allowed to take any present. They can't even take a pen now.
I think so. They should not be allowed, because they are at the end of the
day. They have an unethical marketing practice law in Pakistan, which has never been implemented.
Please tell a line about
the draft had an unethical marketing practice law, which has never been implemented.
Thank you for telling this. Yeah. I think so. We should be talking about this more with.
Yes, we should. We are very likely in the PTRA.
So, what is the leadership to you?
What is
being
leadership?
a woman? What is leadership to you? Being a woman CEO
Leadership,
in the pharma
I think,
industry?
is building a good team.
Yeah.
That is the biggest criteria of a leader.
And the people who were in like the
Yeah.
custody of police,
They are
they are still with you.
They're still with me. They are still with me. They're
And
still
you want
working
to
for
talk
me.
about your team.
Yeah.
Okay. So, any two things which you want to improve in yourself as a leader?
I probably want to manage my emotional intelligence better.
Yeah. And number two,
I do get
emotional. But that's in your nature.
And I need to focus more time on planning. I am too much involved in operational stuff and I am not getting enough time to do my planning for the next 5 years. So this is my two weaknesses, I think. If I can focus on these, then I can, this company will probably benefit from that.
Short questions. How do you handle stress?
By listening to music.
Oh, wow. Two favorite.
You know what I do when I'm under a lot of stress? I just put on my headphones, put on music and
Two, either the music artist you love or anything, two the people you want to mention, or it's random.
I love Jagjit Singh and I love Atif Aslam. I put a variation.
Wah. What else? Do you watch Netflix?
Oh, I love Netflix.
What?
That
Any
is my
two
another way
series?
to.
Huh?
Oh, you want me to mention my series? I saw Queen Charlotte and I saw like I'm more into this history. I like.
Acha.
So
Have
I
you
saw
seen
a
that
movie.
Cleopatra series?
No, I didn't. I saw Anne Boleyn series, and then
Have you seen Self-Made?
no, I haven't seen.
Do
that,
watch
no.
it. Do watch it. It's a good
Yeah,
one.
I lot what that's my evening pastime.
So, any movies you watch?
Like
Any best of your movie? Which
I saw this Oppenheimer. I was really impressed with that.
Okay.
Really good.
Do you read books?
I used to read a lot of books, but I am sorry, I cannot focus on books now. I just.
You wasn't able to-
I'm reading this actually. Obama's wife.
Michelle Obama.
Yeah, Michelle Obama.
One of the top biographies last
I'm reading
year.
this. I was quite impressed with her.
Really? Okay. All right. So, what's your favorite food?
Favorite food? I think soups. Any kind of soup. I love soups.
What
And
do you-
sushi. Oh, I love sushi.
What do you notice in a person when you meet him or her for the first time? Two qualities. Two things which you really like in a person when you meet.
Probably, I would like to see that person is sincere to his work. And secondly, if I feel comfortable with that person, like there's a body
Two
language.
turn-offs in a person.
Yeah,
When you meet someone and you're like, oh no, this is not my sort of person.
dishonesty, liar. I hate liars. I can't. And hypocrites. I cannot stand hypocrites.
Can you easily judge whether someone is lying or not? Are you good in judging people?
I can. I am a good judge of people.
Really so?
Yeah, I am a good judge of people. That is one thing I can.
Name
I can see through a person.
two qualities.
So many people have interviewed me, so I can like see through a person.
Name two qualities of yourself which you think is like wow in you.
I'm very creative. Actually, I love gardening. I used to think, you know, I do my gardening myself. I get up at 5:30 and I do 2 hours daily. I do 2 hours of gardening. Then I go to the gym. And this is what has probably held me together. This
Number
gardening.
two. This is one. Number two. I need to know one more quality. Which you think that is like wow in you.
I like to help people a lot. I go out of the way, and my kids are very fed up of this habit of mine. Why do you have to do this? So, like it's a small example. My husband died, and he has a nephew just schizophrenic and live in UK. So, like I'm in regular contact with him, and he calls me auntie, and he calls me. So my sister was saying, "Why are you in contact with this boy? Your husband is dead. Why are you in contact with this boy?"
Excuse me.
So I said, "No, but
Excuse me.
he trusts me.
And apart, you love him because he's your husband.
He's a special needs boy.
And he's a special needs. He's like a cherry on top.
Yeah, so my kids also
Are
get
you
sometimes.
judgmental? Are you
I'm not at all judgmental. I hate people who are judgmental.
Who are judgmental?
Oof. I cannot stand people who are judgmental. Like my daughter, the youngest one is a tomboy. She doesn't like to dress like girls. People will constantly look at her. Why is she dressed like this? But what is it to you? She likes to dress up like a boy. That's her life.
Maybe she's a tomboy sort of girl.
She is. And
I'm so sorry. When
And
you
she was very impressed.
Indira Noori or so many, even so many top entrepreneurs, they do look like short hair and very easy
People are
clothing.
very judgmental over here.
Here in Pakistan.
And one thing, I'm not at all competitive. I never look upon others. This person has got more than me. I never look upon them. I think it's a very contentment in me. I'm very content with what I am, what I have. So I don't look upon others as role models.
Two things you would like to tell younger self of yours. Two advices you
I
would
think
be giving.
the first thing is, the foremost thing is, you should only follow what is your passion.
Okay.
And then whatever you follow, if you like something like this, adopt it, and then do it in a proper manner and organize, and do it on a very focused approach. You should be very focused on it. You should not be diverted. If this is your passion, this gardening is your passion, you should do it. If pharmaceutical manufacturing is my passion, I should be focused on it. Passion and then focus. Anything smart work, not hard work, smart work. I don't work hard, I don't go and I will go and probably at 3 o'clock I will go home. I will work
You
from
have your
home.
own plans.
I will work from home.
So what is success to you?
Success is probably accomplishment and attainment of your goals, and probably when I see that my team has developed into something, that is success for me also. And of course, when you see numbers, that's a success in quantitative terms. When you see people emerging, when I see my own team, when they develop into something and they develop into more mature and more organized people, then I feel accomplished. That is my success.
What is happiness to you?
Happiness.
Success and happiness.
Happiness is, I think, self-discovery.
Oh?
Yeah, when you discover that, what are you? What do you want? Like, even if I go out in my car for a few minutes and listen to my music, that is happiness for me. It's, I think, the self-discovery. What you want.
Your message of hope and optimism for young girls. You have to look in the camera while I'm saying it.
I have to look at the hope and optimism in Pakistan. Sometimes you get very pessimistic when you live in Pakistan. But my hope, I think, is that we are a very bright nation. All we have to do, I think, is just focus our goals and challenges towards the right direction. And do it with sincere efforts. That is my advice to everybody. Okay, whatever you do it sincerely. And have a very focused approach.
Thank you, Seemal. Thank you so much. And today is such a learning session for me as well.
Yeah,
and 3 things which I've learned from you is number 1 is your persistence. I remember you telling me I was persistent when there were problems in my company. 7 years you fought for the case.
Yeah.
So persistence. That's what I've learned from you. Number 2, what I've learned from you is handling pressure. Same time your company in a problem, and same time your husband's illness.
Yeah.
So and number 3 is self-discovery. So I think so that being women, we need to discover that what do we actually want. And which is actually not a very common practice here in
India. Not what the world wants. It's what we want. It's what we want.
So thank you for this session, and I and I look forward seeing Reko doing amazing 5 years or 10 years or 15 years down there. Thank you so much for it.
Thank you for having me also.